His heart did not stop because of money or fear or even shock. It stopped because the past walked back into his life wearing the face he had buried every night in his prayers. The moment Daniel Harris lifted his eyes across the softly lit restaurant, time collapsed, breath vanished, and the world tilted under his feet. The woman standing there was supposed to be gone forever. The woman he had lost when he had nothing. And now, as a billionaire who owned everything except peace, he realized he had never truly survived losing her. If you believe in kindness, fate, and second chances that arrive when we least expect them, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Stories like this remind us that what is meant for us can circle back, even after years of silence. Daniel Harris was once just a struggling single father in Ohio, waking before dawn to pack lunches and working late nights fixing machines in a small factory. His wife had left years earlier, unable to endure the weight of poverty and responsibility. Daniel never spoke badly of her. He simply absorbed the loss and focused on raising his daughter, Grace. With whatever strength he could gather, love for him became quiet sacrifice. He skipped meals so Grace could eat better. He wore the same coat through winters so she could have a new one. His life narrowed to survival and responsibility. Back then, there was one person who truly saw him. Her name was Hannah Miller. She volunteered at the community center, where Grace stayed after school. Hannah was gentle, patient, and carried her own quiet scars. She never pitted Daniel. She respected him. Over time, their connection grew naturally, rooted in shared exhaustion and small hopes. For the first time since his marriage ended, Daniel allowed himself to imagine a future that included warmth instead of struggle. But life tested him again. The factory shut down. Bills piled up. Grace fell ill, and hospital costs crushed what little stability remained. Daniel shut himself off emotionally, ashamed of what he could not provide. He believed love was a luxury he could no longer afford. When Hannah offered support, he withdrew instead of reaching out. Pride and fear pushed him to let her go, believing she deserved a life without constant hardship. She left town shortly after. No goodbye that felt complete. Just absence. Years passed. Daniel rebuilt himself from nothing. He took risks others mocked. He started a small repair business, then expanded into logistics, then technology investments. Failures hardened him. Success followed persistence. By the time Grace left for college, Daniel Harris was a self-made billionaire. His name appeared in business magazines. His companies employed thousands. His bank accounts overflowed. Yet his nights were silent. Money bought comfort, not closure. Daniel donated generously, built schools, funded shelters, but none of it filled the hollow space inside him. He never dated seriously. Every attempt felt forced, empty, incomplete, until Grace insisted. She told him he had spent his life being strong for others and deserved companionship. Reluctantly, Daniel agreed to a blind date arranged by a friend, expecting nothing more than polite conversation and a quick exit. He wore a tailored suit, carried himself with confidence the world recognized, and entered the restaurant unaware that fate had already arrived. When Hannah stepped into the light, older but unmistakable, something inside Daniel fractured open. Time rewound to cold evenings and quiet laughter, to dreams abandoned and words left unsaid. His chest tightened, his vision blurred. The man who had negotiated billion-dollar deals could not steady his breathing. Hannah had built a life too. After leaving town, she had struggled, grown, and found purpose working with children who faced trauma and loss. She never married. She never stopped believing that kindness mattered more than comfort. Seeing Daniel again awaken emotions she had learned to live without but never erased. The evening unfolded slowly, carefully. Years of distance hovered between them like fragile glass. They spoke of life, of growth, of mistakes without naming them directly. Beneath every word was the understanding that they were no longer who they once were, yet something familiar remained untouched by time. Daniel's success did not impress Hannah. What moved her was the humility he carried, the way he spoke of Grace, the quiet regret he no longer hid. He confessed, not with words but with presence, that losing her had been his greatest cost. Rebuilding trust was not instant. Hannah did not rush toward comfort. She needed proof that the man who once withdrew would now remain. Daniel showed consistency, patience, and honesty. He learned that strength did not mean isolation. It meant vulnerability without fear. Grace met Hannah weeks later and recognized immediately what her father had carried silently for years. She saw joy return to his posture, peace soften his eyes. The man who once lived only to endure had begun to live to feel again. Daniel used his wealth differently now, not as armor, but as a tool. Together, he and Hannah funded community programs focused on single parents, mental health, and second chances. They did not brand their work loudly. They let impact speak. Years later, Daniel would say that becoming a billionaire changed his life. But finding Hannah again saved it. Love returned not as rescue, but as redemption. Not as escape, but as home. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that love delayed is not love denied, please like, comment, and share this video so more people can feel this message. Before the ending, we have a special request. Please comment, "Love found its way back." If you believe that what is truly meant for you cannot be lost forever. In the end, Daniel Harris learned that success measured in numbers fades, but success measured in love echoes beyond time. And the woman he lost when he had nothing returned, when he finally understood that the greatest wealth is not what you earn, but who you choose to never let go again.